Whew, it's drizzling up here in Austin, Texas, and we are headed to the Siete headquarters to get ready for tomorrow, where we'll be participating in Siete's Backyard Asada. So you see, this isn't a normal catering for 50 or 100 people. This is for 300 plus people. And it's looking drizzly right now. I've got my wipers rolling. But you know, a little rain never stops a backyard asada. That's for damn sure. A little bit drizzly, but we're ready.
Oh yeah, rain or shine.
So how do you host a carne asada for 300 people? Well, it takes a few things. First up, it takes a vision. Siete Foods invited me to join their annual Backyard Asada as one of several pitmasters to help make it all happen. Next, you need a great team. In this video, I'm cooking alongside the Taco Mafia, the Siete Foods team, and right next to Eliana Gutierrez, the born and raised Austinite who made a name for herself as one of the most sought out pitmasters in the state. Together, we're cooking upwards of 400 pounds of protein to feed this party. So in this video, I'm also going to show you a bit of the thought process and strategy that each of these teams is bringing to the table and exactly how I tackle grilling up my own 80 pounds of tablitas. Now let's get fired up for the Backyard Asada. Vámonos! I'm blending up a combination of the beef fajita seasoning with a little bit of lemon pepper. I like to add a little lemon pepper in my fajitas or in my beef in general. All that beautiful marbling, man. Incredibly marbled. That's why people love these so much. I'm probably the only one that's not a chef, but I'm super honored and humbled to be here. Well, I know I have about 80 pounds of tablitas to cook tomorrow. How much more and what else is getting cooked tomorrow?
You're making some tablitas. You're also making some sausage. Beto's making some pork steaks and charro beans. The folks from Vizcaya are making some beef fajitas and arrachera. And then we've got chicken, we've got veggies, we've got all sorts of things. But just as far as meat tomorrow, it's going to be about 350 pounds of meat in total. Because we've got 300 folks. Come eat with us, have a little carne asada.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. You got a pile of meat there, Beto. What in the world are you cooking?
So I'm gonna be doing kind of like an adobo, kind of a pastor. I'm gonna do like medallions of it. Just gonna marinate it overnight and then grill it up tomorrow. But I'm using both their beef fajita and their pastor seasoning.
What kind of tacos do you sell at your trailer? And how did you get involved here with Siete for this event?
We'll do like suadero, cachete, buche, longaniza, a little bit of everything. For a couple of years now, we have been doing stuff with them through the Taco Mafia. Myself, Cuantos Tacos, Nixta, and Lizcada.
Okay.
They brought up this plan, a couple months ago. I'm like, yeah, sure, we're down, especially if the homie Arnie is in town. We'll definitely be there for sure. This because there's no bone and there's a lot of good amount of fat on pork shoulder. It doesn't really take too long to get going, so it's really just gonna do it all the way through on the grill. So they get that nice like hard sear and then a char and then to let the seasoning do its thing and then let it rest and carry over. And
the challenge to cooking these on an open fire, especially though, is that they're very, very marbled.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of grease dripping down, and you got to have that fire just right, because otherwise you're gonna have a lot of grease fire and maybe the meat could get a little bit sooty or whatever. So I'm gonna try to make sure that we don't have that issue tomorrow as much as I can.
What's the showstopper for you?
It would have to be the outside skirts, man, because that's kind of like the lesser known cut, right? And everybody kind of relates fajitas to, oh man, they're tough. We don't cook those, right? Because the inside skirts are tough. So that's the experience most people have with fajitas. But you get those outside skirts and treat them right. Oh man, it's like some of the best eating you can have for sure.
We used to.
I got all the tablitas seasoned up. It was about 80, 90 pounds more or less. They bought a little extra. And now I'm cleaning up, washing dishes. Arnie Tex does dishes too, That's the other part of the fun when it comes to cooking. She is the winner of the first fire of the day, by the way. So she got the first fire going. Tell us a little bit about what we're doing here today. What are you cooking?
I got some bone-in chicken thighs that I'm gonna smoke. I'm gonna be featuring the Siete al Pastor seasoning. And then I got a little adobo on there with some chipotle, guajillo, and ancho peppers.
So what's the strategy to get through about 100 pounds of meat or so between when you get started and by the time we're serving?
Pay a lot of attention to the fire. I'm gonna make sure that I have it at the right temp. And then I actually got 2 racks. So I got like a higher rack in the smoker right here, which cooks a little bit faster. So I'm probably just gonna keep using that one and get a bunch of rounds in.
I know you're a great pit master, and so are you basically a tongs and for hire?
Yeah, I guess for hire. I'm kind of doing some freelancing stuff and working on some pop-ups at the end of this month, some events like this.
Beto, buenos días.
Buenos días.
So I'm gonna do a little arrachera, like a beef fajita style, but I made a little green marinade with their beef fajita seasonings,
Yeah.
a little cilantro, some aromatics.
Sweet.
So I have it marinating overnight. I'm gonna cook it high direct at first, and then drop it really, really low for a hard sear, cook it really quick. I also made a little Mexican red rice with their al pastor seasoning, so it's gonna be pretty good.
Ooh, rice with al pastor seasoning. Dude, I'm looking forward to that, man.
So for now, I'm just gonna start building some really nice embers, really nice hard red embers. There's not really airflow on this, so if I scatter them out, it's gonna stay. So I just want to get the base going, to trying to just put embers on it all day to keep that fire going, and not have to have one of those moments where I need to bake embers on the fly. So I'm trying to keep it consistent and see how much meat I can fit in one go at a time, you know?
Dude, we're making magic today. We're about to blow people's taste buds away.
Boom, I like that.
I brined my chicken with a bunch of lemongrass, onions, a bunch of their garlic, a bunch of the seasoning, let it marinate for 2 days. Grilled it over our grill over some open flame mesquite, and we're basting it with a little thyme brush.
Here we got a whole bunch of mesquite going. We got half a pallet of it. We'll probably be running through it. So we'll be using this yakitori too. We'll be doing a whole bunch of vegetables. We'll be doing some shrimp as well. But I'm from Laredo, Texas, man, South Texas, where every other tree is a mesquite down there.
Yep.
And so, you can literally go to a gas station and pick up a bundle of firewood.
All right, let's get fired up, cook some veggies, some carne, and all kinds of goodness today. Vámonos. Boom.
That's the sun up.
It rained last night, so everything's really, really damp. A little bit of oil on a paper towel and real fine kindling. That should get us going today. Definitely like a cook-off early in the morning when there's no breeze, there's no air. It's just like smoke. And then the wind, because of the landscaping, will do this kind of deal. It blows that way, this way. And if it's not in your face, you're just not doing it right. I've got my door down. I've got it facing where I get a little extra breeze, trying to keep that fire going. I can feel a lot of heat coming right here, so I'm fixing to close the door here. Now, we have a very low fire going. I've had these logs on here lit for over an hour. That's starting to burn down. We got a huge fire going over there, so we're not gonna run out of fire, but once this meat starts to drip, you're gonna see combustion from the grease. That's gonna add a lot of flavor, and it's gonna keep the fire really rolling hot and fast. And it's pretty hot right now. I'm gonna close the door here because I can feel my belly cooking right now too. Hot and fast. You can see the meat, it's only been like 2 minutes and the meat's already starting to sweat. So we're doing good today. Good old donut in Austin, Texas, breakfast of champions. At least today. All right, like I said, once that thing starts to drip a little bit of grease, we got us a fire. So it's time to get this grate way higher. There we go, now we're talking. Now I'm short. How am I going to flippity flip up there? I wasn't paying attention. When you're cooking, you really got to pay attention. Otherwise, you cook a little too hot, a little too fast. Now that's beautiful, but if you go beyond that, you're going to get this. Now, some older folks like that crispy, burn flavored stuff. Most people do not. This is more like it right here. These are coming along nice and slow. Right there, you can see they're starting to get a little bit of color. They're looking pretty. That's kind of what we're looking for as we get started. You don't want too much char too fast. I'm gonna take a couple of these logs, put them over there on the big fire. We want just the right amount of fire, not way too much, and I think we're pretty much there right now. We've got the first round about ready to come out here in just a minute. Yeah, that first round was about finding my heat. I toasted a couple of them. I turned around to look at an Instagram post for like literally 30 seconds and I burned that first couple of tablitas I put on there. So always pay attention to your fire. You wanna try one? Dale gas.
That is so bad.
The valley, right? Yeah.
I was like, what?
We're testing the fire still. It's very humid here. I have nice hot fire where I feel comfortable, where I can flippity flip and not char too much, give that meat enough time to cook, give the fat enough time to render, and just add that great flavor. I keep sticking my hand under here to check the temperature, and that hot grease drips on my hand, so I'm probably gonna have a few blisters on my hand later on. You can tell here where there's more heat in the center here. You don't see quite as much sizzling going on the outside. But what we're doing, we're gonna rotate all of those here in a little bit. Once the middle ones are a little bit more well done, then we're gonna move those to the outside of the grill and move the outside ribs to the center of the grill. Called rotate, flippity flip, move it around, whatever you wanna call it, it's get it done. So you see I got the meat down a little bit closer to the fire and you can really see where when I flip, I mean, that meat is sizzling hot. So in this case, you got to pay real close attention. Don't walk away from your fire because you could burn everything. Particularly with this kind of grill, you got to find your sweet spot. I was too high a while ago. That was a little too low, so we're gonna bring it up just a little bit more. Round 2 is coming out. Super soft, delicious, yeah, on the money. All right, we're 1 hour from start time and we're about 30% done cooking. We're not nowhere near half yet, but we still have time. We're an hour and a half away from serving time, so we got time, we're good. We're good to go. All right, we're done cooking. It's time to start chop, chop, slice, slice. Yeah, buddy, let's go. Time to cut the cake. I hear a lot of knife work going on out there, and we're fixing to start mine. This looks good, man. Good. Outside skirts, they're freaking tender. Adobo chicken, delicious, wow.
And the reason that we host this event is because growing up, this is what we would do to relax. This is what we would do to come together. This is what we would do to celebrate. This event is extra special because we got to partner with an amazing organization, El Buen.
We are a nonprofit here in South Austin, just celebrating our 35 years in the community here. It's really focused on creating a space where everyone in Central Texas that finds themselves in need can come and experience a sense of belonging, experience feeling welcomed in a space, and really just connected to our programs to ultimately thrive in whatever it is this family has in dreams and goals when they come to this country, this city, especially as Austin continues to grow. And yeah, enjoy tonight.
We appreciate that very much. Yeah, we work hard at it. It's a little family get-together team.
What are you throwing down?
A little bit of tablitas.
Okay.
Want to try one? These are like with what they call the monster rib, the dino ribs, but they're cross-cut, 1/4 inch thick. Sear them on both sides. They're usually tough because people don't cook them long enough, or they cook them too fast and they get dry and they're hard. But yeah, if you cook them slow, just flip, flip, flip. I'm ready to move. Everything's so cool because these guys are talking about these events going on this weekend or whatever, and I'm like, oh man, I'm not going home tomorrow. We're gonna stick around for a little while. Had such a blast today cooking up a storm. 60 pounds of tablitas. I know we fed well over 300 people. It takes a team. Time to chillax a little bit with a lime and chile paletas. Thank you, Siete, for having us. So y'all keep the smoke light and make it work. Boom! Thank you so much. What's your name?
Francisco.
Francisco, nice to meet you, man.
Okay, I think he has a special request. Can he do boom with you?
Of course. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, boom. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Órale.